This is the Marvel Legends UK X-Men Wave 3 Caliban Build-A-Figure Gambit review. Here we go. And here he is, long awaited, probably the longest 12 months since the announcement. I've had to wait for a figure in terms of anticipation. We have got Gambit, the Ragin Cajun. Really nice artwork on the side of the box. All the figures in the wave. You actually need 7 in this wave to complete the Build-A-Figure. The Gambit action figure is actually 2 per case. So it shouldn't be too difficult to find, even though what we found with the yellow Wolverine over the last few months is becoming a little bit rarer and rarer. Again, nice little artwork on the side. Probably taking this to taking advantage of this over the last couple of waves, where I've actually started to save the boxes and the artwork as they've started to show up in colour. I think on the previous waves it's either been black or it's been black with a white silhouette on there. Not really paid much attention to how much detail there has actually gone in there. We've got the X logo at the top of the box. At the bottom we've got the UPC number and a bit of information from the actual distributors. But yeah, I'm looking forward to cracking this guy open and seeing what he looks like. So here he is, Gambit out of the box, and what can I say other than I'm absolutely blown away with this figure. I had this figure in a 4.5 inch form. I think it was a 4-inch figure back in the day when we used to get the classic carded X-Men with the hard coat. But this one is basically the figure that I've been waiting for the most out of the actual wave itself. Comes with a few accessories. We've got the throwing cards, which is really nice rendition. We've seen a couple of these examples now in terms of a throw-in effect. Ronin, Dagger, trying to think, Bullseye I think was the first one to have this kind of effect as well. As you can see, it's neon pink. The actual hand is done in the same translucent pink all the way through. It's just been painted very well, and there is no articulation in the actual hand. What you see is what you get. Just plugs straight into the actual figure itself via this plug, and then it's in stationary. I think they could probably do with a bit of straightening out. I'm not too sure. How would you throw a card? Whether there is an angle on there, whether they go out straight. Not too sure. I think I'll put some hot water on that and get them perfectly straight in order to recreate the effect. But then again, if you actually have the effect like that, the actual card itself, it looks like it's being thrown in a perfect straight line, so not too sure. Really like that effect. I don't think I'll be using this on the actual display myself, because the other effect that it does come with, this little playing card here, is beautiful. I think the only downfall with this, as you can see as I bring it closer to the camera, it doesn't actually have a playing card in there. I'm actually contemplating maybe making a mould of this and using a 1/12 scale playing card, and then recreating it and then spraying it pink, just to get an actual playing card. And I think a Flaming Ace would look a lot better than the translucent pink. But all in all, does give you a nice little energy effect in terms of Gambit's X-Men ability. Then we go over to the staff. Get it out of his hand. Staff, nothing much to say about this. It's a long piece of plastic, very pliable, quite rigid but bendy at the same time. Comes up in little steps, as you can see. They're silhouetted. The actual staff of Gambit starts off around about this size when he pulls it out of his pocket, and then obviously it extends, going into full-fledged Cajun mode. Didn't really use it in the cartoon, used it quite a bit in the comics. Main weapon in the X-Men games as well. Used to cost you your life or your stamina using his actual playing card throwing ability. But yeah, we know we can charge this staff full of kinetic energy and then slam it into the ground and take out the bad guys or whoever it is he seems to be facing at the time. But yeah, nice little addition. We've got something similar with the original Toy Biz Gambit as well, which I'll do a comparison with later on. Jumping straight into the figure. Here he is. Now, I don't know if it's just mine, but the head seems very loose. It still pauses in certain areas, and I know this is an example wave that we got from Hasbro, but the head itself, it doesn't. There's no twisting, there's no pivot. It comes off significantly easy, but the actual ball itself, it feels slightly big, just because it moves, it flips. You know what I mean? So there is. I wouldn't say it's an issue, but the actual head itself does feel slightly loose. So when you pick this figure up and you have a look at him, let me know in the comments below whether or not it's just mine. We have got 2 per case on the actual Gambit, so this one in particular has got a bit of a wobbly head, but other than that, and the actual colour scheme of Gambit is, again, perfect. As you can see, got like a shimmering purple with a teal collar and belt. The actual figure itself is, I'd say, pretty much a brand new sculpt throughout. We've got the legs, just throw that out there. The actual legs itself down here. This ridge is all sculpted, it's not painted, so these are actually protruding the actual legs itself. Really nice touch of Hasbro as well to do the paint peg matching up with the actual deco. They haven't done on the inside over here, unfortunately. They kind of dropped the ball on that. That would have been good if it was black. I'll probably just add a bit of black on that myself to complete the actual look of the figure. Articulation, very much similar to Multiple Man. The actual jacket is the same jacket that we've had for years now, going back to the original 3-pack Fury, probably even further back than that, maybe Red Skull. But what I will say is that the actual jacket is a lot more pliable. It's very easy to manipulate. I don't know if it's just the weather because it's quite warm here at the moment, but the actual jacket itself is very easy to move around. There's not much resistance. But I am going to be trying something a bit, which I will capture on camera. Is I've got the original Toy Biz Gambit. I'm going to see if I can take this jacket off and put the original cloth on, see how it looks with that, and we'll see if we can actually get away with it. All in all, the actual figure, the deco on the actual fig is beautiful. Nice red eyes. He has got a bit of a shading going on in terms of the bearded area. Very, very faint, but there is one there. I think the question was actually asked at the Hasbro panel whether or not he should be shaved or have a bit of gruff. The other thing with this figure as well is the hair sculpt. Mr. Windswept Gambit over to one side is absolutely stunning. I think they've captured the figure's likeness, the comic book character's likeness with the actual action figure very well. I'd probably say maybe another set of interchangeable hands would have done us brilliantly. We've only having the one. This actual hand here, the right hand which holds the staff, it is on a roller dice movement, so that moves up and down. Doesn't move in and out, but it does turn around. I'm not going to go through full articulation. I think we know what we're getting nowadays with the Marvel Legends figures. But in terms of an additional character to the shelf, if you've not got the Gambit already, this is a must-have pickup. The actual arms, I've just noticed there, is a single joint, which we get with most jacketed figures. I think the only one that was actually double jointed, if I can remember, was either the Netflix Punisher or, I'm trying to think now, I think I had a Blade that was double jointed elbows in the arms, which was from the old Toy Biz, so maybe not Hasbro. Waffling on a little bit. Tried to do a side comparison with the Toy Biz. So here's the Hasbro Gambit next to the Toy Biz Gambit. As you can see, there is a significant size difference, with the Hasbro one being around about an inch taller than the Toy Biz. Again, the colour coding is more or less the same, except for the Hasbro has the brighter colours than the actual Toy Biz itself. does stand out a little bit better. The actual stubble on the original Toy Biz is a little bit better than the one on the Hasbro in terms of definition. In terms of head sculpt, definitely this one, Hasbro over Toy Biz. But what I did like about the original Toy Biz one was the cloth jacket, just because you could actually get more posing out of a fabric jacket than what you could do a plastic jacket. But credit to Hasbro, they have made it soft and pliable. But I am going to try and get this jacket on this character to see obviously what that looks like, see if whether or not I can get away with it. But all in all, the actual decor, the similarities between the two figures aren't far off, but the quality is definitely with the Hasbro. So again, unfortunately, my shelf is going to see another Toy Biz figure retired to a fodder bin and a Hasbro figure taking its place. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to attempt to take the jacket off this one and move it over to this. Wish me luck. Okay, so after a bit of fiddling, I've managed to get the original cloth coat of the Toy Biz Gambit onto the Hasbro. It actually looks a lot better than what I thought it was going to do, and now I'm torn whether or not I display him with the cloth goods or whether I display him with the hard plastic coat. I do like the natural look of the actual cloth jacket itself. I think with a couple of bendy ways you can get so much more posability out of it. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. But the option is now there. It does fit. It is a little bit tight around the shoulders itself, but the actual coat itself is a better fit. I think on the other Hasbro, the Toy Biz Gambit, the jacket was a little bit big, whereas for this guy, he's not as scrawny as the other figure itself, so it doesn't look out of proportion, out of shape. But yeah, the actual figure itself can be posed with two. As we can see, I've actually just left the original arms on the actual figure, just threaded it through the actual arms of the jacket, just taken off the outer brown coat, which is pretty easy to do with it being so soft as well. So that's come off undamaged, no problem with that at all. So yeah, there you go. That's the Marvel Legends UK review of Gambit. We are going to be doing the full review of the full wave this weekend and then uploading quite quickly, as I believe that there's not a lot of places in the UK yet with this actual wave. So if we can get a few uploads and attract some more subscribers, then obviously we can get more figures and more reviews done as the year goes on. Thank you very much so far for everybody who's tuned in, who's watched, stuck with it. Like, share, subscribe. If you're not already part of the Facebook community, join us over at www.facebook.com/groups/Marvel Legends UK. Thank you very much for checking out the channel and the review. Speak to you soon. Bye.